Hello everyone and welcome to AdiYogi Ayurveda. This is Madhu. Welcome to a reading. Today's reading is for Lightworkers, the latest Ascension energies. So I wanted to do this video because things are just rapidly changing. So I just thought I was thinking maybe I should do a reading for the Lightworkers collective to see where we are with the Ascension and how things are, like how things led us to this moment and what's going to take place in the future. So the first card, it's kind of like, to me, that indicates being miserly, which is kind of like being in that lack mentality where you're trying to hold on to like every penny that you have. But if you notice, like it's like the city line is behind him, but then one is like a different color from the other. The one on the right side is kind of like a golden city. It's what's representing right now. We're going from this lack, poverty consciousness. We are healing from that, and I know we've been healing from that for a long time, but this week is especially a time to heal from that, because we really have to let go of all the fears that are attached to us, that is linked to spirituality plus abundance. It's like we were programmed to think that when you're a healer, you have to like give all of yourself and then not expect anything in return. Today I had to cancel this appointment with this client, and it was a free session too, but the way she was talking to me, I can see where she's coming from. Like this, like I can see that there's this dark entity inside her just fuming or angry. And the way she was, I guess she didn't realize, I don't know if she realized it or not, but like the way she's approaching me, the way she's talking to me, it's like, here, heal me. And there's no, like, it's very entitled. And I was told not to do it. Like every time I get a healing session, I ask permission to do it or not. And I was specifically told not to even respond to her. But I felt really sorry. Sometimes like you just don't want to not help people. But then I should have just not responded to her, because when I was told by my guides, like that kind of threw me off balance, because there's this beings out there, dark beings, who are trying to scare us, because we've been persecuted, we've been done things to prevent us from pursuing this life of healing, spreading the light. So because of those persecutions and those fears and the religious dogma around that has been taught, over the past thousands of years, saying that religious people shouldn't be earning money, or they shouldn't be well off or something like that. Because of that, there's that fear or that rejection of money deep down inside that comes from spiritual work, especially. And of course, if you have different types of lessons around abundance, it could be different. It could be something else. But there's that need that we have to hold on to everything that we have. But at this time, we just have to like let go and release. And I work on that every day, to completely let go and let things take place, and not putting myself in a place of fear. because I feel like that's very vital. And from the bottom rune, it's like the first rune, it's about coming to a balance, give and take. Those are the words that I'm getting, give and take. So we just have to like clear up some of the things that we don't need, we think we don't need, kind of like make room. The same way we have to make room in our body, in our being, to allow these past conditioned ideas to also be released. To the next rune, the one in the amethyst, is ending of cycles, to end this cycle of poverty consciousness, or this lack that is around money coming from through your light work or your mission or healing work, whatever that you are here to do. And the top one is about coming into harmony, coming together of things. So as you let go, especially like towards the end of June this week, because end of June and July, I've noticed it's a huge change in that in the cycle of money, because I know all of us are like going through these different changes in life that seems very daunting. And as humans, on a human level, it does bring us some doubts and fears. But at the end of the day, we have to really keep aligning ourselves with the 5D timelines. You know, choose love, choose peace, choose happiness, and just keep choosing that. Whenever a fear comes through, just say, I choose, that is not my reality. I choose to be on a timeline of prosperity, abundance, well-being, happiness, with everything I deserve. Because we are meant to be in a place where we are safe and secure, that we're always taken care of. And that's how it has always been. But because of the separation, the feeling of separation, we doubt, we have to worry, we have to think about like, oh, what's gonna happen next, like we're so used to being in that control. So it's very important that we let go, and let go and just allow these cycles to end. And it's going to be different for all of us, and we don't know how it's going to unfold, but it's always good to keep an open mind and be open about it. And I'm sorry about my voice. My heart chakra is expanding and healing, so it's hard to breathe today. So, but the next card is about having the strength and really opening yourself up to the gifts that are coming, because we are being given gifts. The amethyst, the rune on the right side, is about receiving gifts, and the other one on the left side is about really being strong and receiving from the divine, really being in your power to receive whatever the gifts that you have from the divine. And it really requires taming of the lion being your self-doubt, your fears. And it seems very, very like, if you're facing a lion, you would be pretty afraid, right? But we also know that people do handle lions, people do have good relationships with lions, and the key is love, approaching them with love, not being afraid, and just see, the lady is wearing white and just coming in all purity, in the sense that you have the light, the pure light within you. Your soul is pure. Your soul is pure, although we are here to have this earthly experience. You are a pure being. You're a pure light being. And I'm not talking to the fake light workers who are masquerading around like real light workers, but I'm talking to the true light workers who have or who has been here and done a lot of work to benefit this ascension. You have to really approach your fears and just face it. Facing your fears will give you the strength for that infinite abundance to take place. The infinite abundance is what you deserve. And you're right. I was given this set of words. The light workers, grid workers, all different beings who are here contributing to the ascension, who are of light. I was given this word. We have this imminent inheritance that is coming to us. It's imminent and it is ours. It's coming. Abundance is part of that imminent inheritance. What is yours, what you truly deserve, you will get. Who you are truly as a being, every single thing that you do is seen by God, the source, your higher self. Who you truly are, everyone can see. Although things are blurry here on earth, above earth, everyone knows if you're light, if you're of light or if you're of the dark. It's very, very transparent. So if you are of the light and you have been doing your work, it is the time of the light to shine. So you are given your inheritance. So, but the thing is that you have to work on it, work on it, release your fears, face your fears, and ask guidance, help, any way you can. Try your level best to come to a point where you conquer these fears, you bring them up, call them out, tell them to come up, show themselves, tell them who they are, and you'll probably be getting past life memory recalls and do meditations to kind of figure out what these fears are, where these doubts are coming from, because that's very, very important, especially towards the end of June, with like the eclipse season starting. It's kind of always good to get things out of the way, and this week is amazing for getting these persecution type of fears out. So I have this fear that I discovered because I was calling it out. I think it was yesterday it came out all of a sudden while I finished shopping at the supermarket, and then I was just standing outside, and then there was that moment of fear, and I'm like, what is this? Oh, the fear was being persecuted or abandoned by my family and friends because I'm doing this type of light work or healing work. And I'm like, whoa. So that was one of my biggest fears, because and then it happened also, and it's happening. People look at me weird because I used to be the person who parties a lot, and I was spiritual, but not like this. This is like, this is like I just jumped the fence to the other side. I don't drink, I don't do any of the debaucheries that I used to do. So everyone is like, what happened to her? We don't know her, And I even changed my name from Marita to Madhu, because Marita is so linked with that lifestyle that I wanted to just go back to my childhood name, which makes me happy and kind of like restarting over, something like that. So it's been working well so far. So it's kind of like that. So the next card is It's the Empress upside down. I feel like this is us not in our full power yet, and we're being called to be in our full power in the sense that really exploring your spiritual side. And there's a whole universe out there to explore in a metaphoric way, because spirituality itself has so many different domains and there are so many different areas to explore, and what's really exciting you is the path to take. And that's kind of like in the path of creating your own destiny, because you're going along with what inspires you, you're going along with what calls to you, and you're using your own methods of doing this. In other words, the root on the left it's kind of like the symbol for a vehicle or means of getting somewhere. So we all have different ways of doing things. So find your own way, find your own skill set. Basically just follow what makes you happy to create your own destiny, and stand in that power of this being this type of Empress energy where you have everything, but at the same time you're still humble and still loving and still kind. You know, that kind of a way. It's like simplistic, but at the same time just see how she's adorned with a crown of stars. To me it's like the knowledge of the universe, and she's holding this crystal ball like thing, the scepter, it's like holding on to this spirituality and having this knowledge of the stars of the universe, but at the same time knowing that we're all one and we are here to be of benefit to all by being and embodying love, instead of coming from that egotistical sense. And it's very much related to the 5D and above energy, where it doesn't matter how high you are, you're still kind, you're still loving. That type of energy. Like for example, if you work with Archangels, it's beings from Arcturus. They're very, very powerful. I think they're the oldest race in this universe, and they're very advanced. But then they always have this childlike quality to them. And to them, they're like all powerful, but really, really sweet and cute in a way. I don't know how else to describe them, but they're very endearing. And we're being called to be that, because that's the biggest gift. The biggest gift of all is to understand and learn as much as you can, and advance as much as you can, but at the same time be in that humble mode where we are knowing that we're from the same source and we're going back to the same source. And every single experience that we have as a being in a different planet or a different star system is all part of the experience, all part of the soul's evolution. And that unity consciousness is where we're getting to, because that's what the higher dimensions are about. The technology can grow as much as a certain limit, but without light, without love, and that path and the evolution in the path of light, without that, the technology becomes just empty. Like, you see how like the Greys have their timelines where they're just like, they're just not themselves, they lost their souls, kind of, they lost their light, and there's a limit to that. Whereas if you look at the beings from Arcturus, they're so advanced. They just keep advancing and advancing because they understand that destruction is not the way. Love is the way. Unity is the way. At the end of the day, we have to look at the bigger picture. So being of that consciousness is vitally important at this point, because it's like we're being called to kind of grow up and understand this, so that all of humanity can understand this too, so that the disclosure could happen, so that all these hidden things could be shown. We can free Earth from this illusions that are existing. It's all crumbling down, but we still have work to do while bringing that into the physical manifestation. So the last card is about us standing in our full power by the time we're done with this healing. We understand all these concepts, we get our gifts, we come to that full strength, we face our fears. We are there as high priestesses in our full power. In July, we're about to start this new beginning that will take us to heights that we've never even imagined. You see, like the black and the white figures, not the figures, the pillars. It's kind of like we come into this balance of the dark and the light. We understand the whole concept of managing duality, but we choose to be of the light. And the moon energy is very strong, that nurturing motherly energy, and the high priestess energy, like the magic comes back, the good magic, like it used to be, like how it was in the ancient times. Like the magic was very, very much used on a regular basis, and it was just like, I don't know how to say it, but it was just like another thing that they did on a daily basis, basically part of life. And it's part of that inheritance that we're talking about, because this is who we are truly as beings living on earth. This water, or something about the water, that flow of energy, like the waters, like the harnessing power from the waters. That's what I'm getting. And then being in contact with these water beings. As the veil becomes thin, more and more things are coming into light, and more beings will show up. Beings that are hidden behind the veil, beings that are hidden to you, and not to you, like the general human collective. And it's all coming to light. It's all coming. They're going to learn that they were not just myths. And these beings really exist. Things that are beyond our comprehension as humans, they do exist, and everything's going to come to light. And the light workers are kind of going to be leading the way to their understanding, to help them understand. Those who are awakening will keep awakening, and some things will happen to allow more people to awaken. And as these things happen, the light workers will see that they will have access to more and more knowledge, more and more information, more and more things that will put them in their highest power to help these people understand, comprehend, heal, and to guide them in the right path. The religions I'm being shown, I'm kind of like channeling right now for this last card, because it seems very heavy, and there's a lot of things that they want to say. The religions, the fall of religions, the religions and the religious beliefs, religious dogma, and the rise of the mother, their divine feminine mother goddess energy, where literally most of the world thinks like God is a man, but God doesn't have a gender, but that the mother, divine mother quality has been crushed over the years. You know, it's like the mother figures are demonized or put down. And I think out of most of these places, only major religion that honors the mother goddess energy is Hinduism. So, I mean, we have Mother Mary in Catholicism, but she's not given like her really proper rightful place, you know. Like the mother is not given that proper honor. It's always like that the man takes precedence, but now the energies are shifting into really going into that intuition, the moon energy, the intuition, the water energy. I think that might have been the water that they've been referring to. The moon, the water energy, the subconscious, and then the consciousness rising, and then all these things become more and more apparent, more and more transparent, that the human collective cannot live in denial anymore. They cannot be like peasants, not peasants, but like pheasants, right? Like this ostriches, they hide their head under the ground when there's a crisis, while their entire body is out. So I feel like that's the kind of image that I get, and that's how people react when they don't want to hear anything outside of their norm. So there's a lot of changes that are going to happen, and that's all part of that new beginning, going full forward in this change that's happening. Because I know I did this reading and this channeling before about June being that catalyst month, and I'm already seeing and sensing the energies, but I it's like I feel it, I see it, but I cannot articulate it in words. I just see like today, for example, like the whole day it was like this battling of dark and light. Like all day, all I see is like the battling of dark and light. It's like I know there's a battle between the dark and light, but I don't know how to talk about it for the next 30 minutes, you know. So, but yeah, it's just very dense energy today. It's like it was very heavy. There was a lot of fear-based energy, and these fears kept coming up, and a lot of meditation had to be done to kind of balance out this. Whereas yesterday it was a very bright, energetic day. But not every day is going to be nice, and we got to still battle it out to get rid of these beings who are manipulating, who are doing damage to not only the humans but every living being in this beautiful planet. So once again, thank you guys for joining me, and keep hanging in there. You know, we're almost done. It seems hard, but it's just rapid lessons, rapid ascension, rapid purging. And I don't mind, to be honest, because I just want to get this done in order with, you know, I want to release everything I can so I can be more clear. Yeah, but I think we're doing well. Just, you know, keep hanging in there. I mean, it's very daunting to see changes, but we really have to keep our head in the 5D, keep our focus and attention on being and holding those 5D timelines for the highest good of everyone. It's like I was watching this video on Conscious Life Expo, and they were like, benefit to all and harm to none. And that really made me be like, yeah, that's exactly what we're trying to do, you know. And just send love out to everyone in every situation that tries to bring you down. Send love to it, and that dissipates all the darkness so quickly. Okay, hang in there. They're, you know, the being, like my guides, they're saying we're doing good, we're right where we needed to be, and where we are supposed to be in our growth plan. Just keep your head in the light and lighthearted. Laugh and enjoy. Let the joy lead you in life. That's what they're saying. Thank you so much, guys, for joining me today, and please excuse my voice. So yeah, thank you so much. I will talk to you next time. Happy Ascension.